Hi, this is a quick tutorial for creating a Windows service for the AcuRite Connect transfer software. I was having issues on my workstation where whenever Windows updates would install automatically, or I would switch between users, a lot of times it seemed like the transfer software would stop sending data. Mine is currently configured at this point to send everything to the Weather Underground, so it was a little annoying the fact that the transfers would just sort of mysteriously stop. So the easiest way to remedy this situation is to create a Windows service using NSSM so that you no longer have this problem again. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to disable the way that the AcuRite software normally starts now. That's done via the Windows Registry Editor. The way that we get in there is we type in regedit, R-E-G-E-D-I-T. We answer yes. Okay. Now, we want to go to the key which auto-starts the AcuRite software, and that is done under HKey Current User. We then want to click on Software, Microsoft, let's see here, Windows, current version, and Run. And you'll see right here on the left-hand side, these are the two auto-start registry keys that are currently installed for the AcuRite software. So basically what we want to do is just double-click this, go in here, delete the data. We're going to go in here, we're going to do that again. Basically that's just a path statement. So what Windows does is when your computer starts up, it automatically goes to that path and it's starting up the AcuRite Connect software. Like I said, we don't want to do that, so I've deleted the data. Don't worry, if you ever wanted to put it back to the way that it was, just run the AcuRite Connect executable and say repair and run it, and in just a matter of seconds it will put those keys back in there for you. Okay, so we've done what we've needed to do. We've disabled the startup for the AcuRite Connect software. What we need to do next is to download the NSM software. So I'm going to open up my browser here. You'll notice up here, here's the address for the Service Manager site. This is an open source freeware piece of software, and it really works well. So I'm going to click on download, and this is the latest release, NSSM 2.24. So I'm going to double click and I'm going to download that software. I'm going to take this zip file, put it onto my desktop. I'm going to minimize this link here, and now what I want to do is I want to extract this software. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to say extract all, and the place that I'm going to put it is just on my C drive. So I'm going to just put it right to C:// I'm going to say extract. And you'll see now on my system it created a folder called NSSM-2.24. I'm going to double click on that just to show you a couple things. We've got two folders here, Win32 and Win64. 32 is for the 32-bit version of Windows. Win64 is for the 64-bit version of Windows. And you see if we click on the directory, there basically is just the executable for the NSSM Service Manager. Okay, so the way that we go about getting things rolling here, this application has a really nice GUI, which makes it super easy to install the application. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to open up an old DOS window here. So the way that we do that is just type in CMD, and I want to get back to the root of C, so I do C:// I'm at C. So it had created a folder called NSSM-2.24. I want to go to that folder, so I'm going to say change directory, NSSM-2.24. I'm going to do a directory again. Mine is Windows 10 64-bit Professional, so I'm going to go to the Win64 folder, and I'm going to type in Win64. let me do that again. I need to type in cd win64. There we go. And I'm going to do a directory of that folder. And you'll see that there's the executable in there, nssm.exe. Now the syntax to invoke the GUI is this. It's just nssm and then it's install. I'm going to need to click yes, and it brings us a nice little GUI here. So what we need to do now is we need to create the Windows service, and we need to point it to the AcuRite Connect software. On my system, and I'm going to go back here a little bit, it's under C, Program Files, x66, AcuRite, and boom, I'm going to click on that. So we've got the path to the application. It automatically fills in the startup directory here. Really, the only other thing that we need to do is to create a name for the service, and I'm going to call this AcuRite service. One other thing that we can do is you can go to the details page and you can put in a description for the service that you've installed. I sort of like to do this, and I'm just going to call it the service to start the AcuRite. Let's see here, the AcuRite, let's say, transfer software. And as you can see, I don't type real well. Okay, I've done that, and I'm going to say install service. And it's come back and it's told me that my service, AcuRite service, is installed correctly. I want to verify that, so I'm going to go into the Windows Services Manager. And let me close that window. And as you can see, I've got a service now called AcuRite Service. My description is here, service to start the AcuRite transfer software. It's basically set now to start automatically, so that means that anytime Windows starts, this service is going to start automatically. And initially, when you do install a service, it's not going to start it the first time, so what we can click on now is Start. And we're going to wait for the service to start, which it did. Just going to X out of here, and you're going to see now that the AcuRite service is started and running. At this point, what I would do is I would just reboot your system, go back into the services applet, just make sure it's running, and I mean from this point forward you should no longer have any issues.